Hi, my name is Shannon Hennig, and this is a core concept of my practice called yes and. It's completely borrowed from improv, where two people, one person comes up with an idea, they do something to try to be funny, and this person's supposed to take this idea and run with it and add something. What they're not supposed to do is say no. So if someone says, oh, and so we were coming and a nun knocked on the door, this person would be like, yeah, and the nun had blah, blah, blah with them. And then they're supposed to add to it. Because if they say, oh, a nun came to the door, no, that didn't happen. It was a priest. You kill all the humor. Unfortunately, sometimes when we work with kids who have difficulty speaking, we get really obsessed with accurate truth. Whereas in typical development, kids talk about imaginary friends, they invent silly stories all the time. So I try to come up with activities that inherently can be yes and. So one example can simply be, we're going along a road, and what did we see? Oh, we saw a bear. And then I think there was a puddle. What do you think there was? Oh, you're not sure. Well, do you think the thing stopped or it went? Oh, you think we had to stop? Was it me or was it you or was it oh, it was the thing. Okay. Well, what kind of thing was it? And we look and maybe we find something in our book or on our communication device. So everything we say, we just sort of run on. I recently had an example where somebody brought up their communication device and they were saying that they had a dog. This happened to be true. I'm like, oh, you have a dog. Can you tell me about the dog? Is it big or small? He said it was a big dog. Most people would call this dog, it turns out, really small. But I just kept going with it because it was yes and. I'm like, oh, can you tell me some more about it? And he told me it was a black dog. Well, it's not really a black dog. It happens to have a black collar, but we just kept going. I'm like, oh, so you have a black dog, and where do you see it? And he said, the driveway, which happens to be true. Now, if instead I had kept checking the accuracy each time, oh, you have a dog, is that true? And I'd look at a teacher, we would have stopped. They would have gone to here and corrected him whether it was big or not. I don't know, maybe the dog's relatively big for him. I would have just stopped him. Now, there is a time and a place for accuracy, but when someone's an emergent communicator and they're a little bit vulnerable about using their system, I try to just keep going with it. If somebody says a wrong answer, in quotes, I just respond. Sometimes I laugh. Sometimes I say, oh, that's a hilarious joke. I just keep running with it. So I can treat it like it was humorous. I can expand on it. I can go in a slightly different direction. But my job isn't to constantly say no and redirect and say no and redirect. There's a time and place for that, but we just want to have a balance. So whenever somebody says something and I'm feeling the urge to correct, I just try to think yes and, and try to avoid the test question. That's all. Thanks so much.